Hello, my name is Dr. Yaya Sissoko. Today we are going to talk about Chapter 19, e- the economy of discrimination. So, discrimination is the offering of different opportunity to similar individuals who differ only by race, ethnic group, sex, age, or other personal characteristics. Able to summarize the median annual earning by race and sex. You know, in 2011, men worker, white men earned $50,000 70 cents, and white women earn only 37,719. So the difference was 25%. On the other hand, for black men, they earn $39,483, and then black women earn only, so $33,501. The difference was 15%. So black men was earning 50% more than black women in 2011. Comparing now, so by race, so white people was earning more than the black people. So black men earn 21% less than the white men, and then black women earn 11% less than the white women. So different groups of workers earn substantially different wages. Is this discrimination? So the discrimination will be based on the human capital. So it's going to be based on the quality and quantity of education. Quality, which school did they attend? Did you go to Harvard or Princeton, for instance? So the better school you attend, the higher will be your earning, so in the US. Also, the quantity will matter too. So did you earn bachelor degree, master degree, or PhD? The higher your degree, the more money you can earn. So also job experience will matter. The greater your experience, the higher will be your earning. So working condition also will matter. For instance, people working in a coal mine because of the health issue and the danger of the type of work they do, so they earn more money than worker, with the same level of education. So the discrimination is also based in the differences in education and attainment. So, for instance, in 2011, men aged 25 and older earned 32% of the white population has a college degree. On the other hand, only 18% of the black population has a college degree. For the women in 2011, aged 25 and older, 21% of the white population had a college degree, and only 21% of the black population has, of the black population of women has a college degree in 2011. So the difference in wages can also be explained by human capital acquired in the form of experience. For instance, women are more likely to interrupt their career to raise children. So the population age 25 to 34, so 75% of women are in the labor force, and 90% of men are in the labor force. So you can see that the difference. More men are in the labor force than women. So the different wages can also be explained by the compensating differences, because men and women do not have the same type of work. So women are more likely to be secretary, men are more likely to be truck driver. They have different condition, working condition, In that case, they will have different, earning wages. Is Emily more employable than Lakisha? So two economists, Marianne Bertrand and Sandhill Malnatan, did a study. They answered to more than 1,300 help wanted ad run in two big cities in the U.S., Boston and Chicago. The ad were run in the newspaper. They sent out nearly 5,000 fake resume. These resume were very similar. So half of the resume had names that were common among the African American community, the black community, and the other half had names that were common among the white population. So the two economists found that the job applicant with white name received 50% more call than the counterpart of with the black name. The discrimination occurred with all type of employers. In conclusion, they conclude that racial discrimination is still a prominent feature in the labor market in the U.S. If one group in society receive a lower wage than another group, so even after controlling for human capital and job characteristics like a job experience, so who is to blame for this difference? Usually the employer because of these discriminatory wages differences. So the difference in wages could be due to the competitive market economy, so supply and demand labor market, the natural antidote to employer, so discrimination, which is a profile of motivation. So worker different can be differentiated by the hair color. For instance, so we have two groups of workers, blonde and brunette, with the same skills, experience, and work ethic. There is a discrimination. Employer prefer not to hire the blonde, so the demand for blonde will be lower. The blonde will earn lower wages. So new firm hire blonde worker and pay them lower wages, then they have lower production costs, so they would earn higher profit. Burnett firm, on the other hand, they have higher production costs, diminishing profit, and then this may lead to losses. So Bernard firm will go out of business. Eventually, the demand for blonde worker will rise, the demand for blonde worker will fall, and the wage difference will disappear. So there will be, so the gap only between Bernard and blonde will close, and then so because of the competitive market, so a natural remedy for employer would be discrimination in that case. So one example of discrimination in the US was the segregated streetcar, and the profit motive. In the early 20th centuries, there were streetcar in many southern cities in the US, that were segregated by race. White passengers sat in the front of the streetcars, black passengers sat in the back of the streetcar. So why was there a segregation in the streetcar? So because the law requires such segregation, the law required that so black sit in the back and white sit in the front. Before this law was passed, racial discrimination in seating was rare. There was no discrimination before the law. Because the law is passed now, there is a discrimination. And then this also was common to segregate smoker and no smoker. So in public area in the US, you are not allowed to smoke. So also because there is a law about it. So firms that run the streetcar often oppose the law requiring racial segregation. They didn't want to, they did not want to comply with this law. So separate ceiling for different race. So raise film costs and reduce film profit because so blacks is in the back. So whites in the front. Some people who are not comfortable, either white or black, they will not come, they will not take the streetcar, which raise the cost of production, and then this reduce the profit in that sense. So what are the general lessons from this segregated streetcar? The business owner of this streetcar were more interested in making profit because of the segregation. The profit was going down, so they were not happy with this segregation. So they were interested in making profit than discriminating against a particular group, or for instance, against the black people in this instance. When firms are engaged in discriminatory practices, when they do discriminatory practices, the reason will be the reason of the discrimination often will not be within the firm, it will be elsewhere outside the firm. Discrimination initiated by customer and government limit, are limited to the profit correlative ability. So customer preference can be discriminatory if when they are willing to pay more to maintain the discriminatory practices. The government policy also can be discriminatory when it mandates discriminatory practices. For instance, in the case of the streetcar, the example of the segregated streetcar, because it was mandated by the government, it was discriminatory. Another example also was South Africa before 1990, where there was apartheid. South Africa abandoned its former policy of racial segregation called apartheid. So black were prohibited from working in some job. So discriminatory government passed such law to suppress the normal, equalizing force of free and competitive market. So discrimination in sport, so the measuring discrimination is often difficult because you must correct for differences in the productivity. But professional team sport can measure productivity. So most of the time, the racial discrimination is common. It will lie with most of the blame will lies with the customer, and the discriminatory wage gap can persist even if the team owner care only about profit. For instance, so in the one study found that black player earn 20% less than the white player of comparable ability. Attendance at basketball game, was also higher for team with a larger proportion of white player. So even though the team only care about profit, the customer discrimination make hiring black player less profitable than white player. So discrimination also exists with the market price of all basketball cards. So this is also one example of customer discrimination. For instance, baseball card, in 1990 study found that black hitter was sold, their card was sold for 10% less than the card for comparable white hitter. This is the end of chapter 19. Thank you.